The Amazon Fallout TV show has officially wrapped filming. It did finish a little while ago, and I've of course done plenty of breakdowns on this series on the channel. We haven't had any official updates for when this series is coming out, and in fact we've had no updates at all since they confirmed that they've finished filming. Likely because they are hard working on editing and post-production stuff, adding in the CGI and all of the usual stuff that you would expect. I've mentioned before how we will likely see the series drop probably between October of this year and February next year. Now I haven't had any insider knowledge of that, I just think that that 5-month window seems the most likely when you consider how long it usually takes TV shows to air after filming. Depending on the length of the show of course, it usually takes about 6 to 9 months, maybe a year at best. The Fallout series did wrap in March, so again October to February seems the most likely to me. Today I want to tell you why you should be extremely excited for this series, since I know that many people, including myself actually, don't have much faith when it comes to video game movie or show adaptations. When we take a look at the many set leaks that we've had, I think that we can all agree that they're at least doing an incredible job with the way this show looks and even how it's sort of feeling. This particular picture gives me heavy Fallout 3 vibes, which I would argue has the second best atmosphere in the Fallout series behind Fallout 1, but it is so much more than that. Take a look at this red rocket and we can clearly see how extremely accurate it is to the Fallout games. Even the power armor and vault suits look like they've been ripped straight from Fallout 4. But the main reason I think we should be extremely excited for this show is because of Jonathan Nolan, who is directing and producing the show, and he's actually a big fan of Fallout.
Tell me a little bit about it. Thanks, Adam.
It's a video game. 25th anniversary is coming up in October.
Fallout. Yes, the post-apocalyptic, humorous, dark, bleak, brilliantly written, annoyingly playable video game franchise.
How did you get involved?
Well, several years ago I decided I was going to write the next great American novel, and then a friend gave me a copy of Fallout 3, and now I'm working in television.
And I'm sure just by that clip you can see exactly what I mean. By getting somebody who is actually a fan of the Fallout series to have heavy control over it, it seems like we are in good hands, but that's not all. The cast of this Fallout show is pretty good too, mostly Walton Goggins, who according to IMDb will only be in 4 episodes, but it is important to note that IMDb is not always correct and they mostly do guesswork until something releases. They also listed Tony Stark appearing in No Way Home even though he's dead, so you know. Take the 4 episodes listing with a grain of salt, but Walton Goggins is a fantastic and underrated actor. I've loved him for years. One thing that I think is very important to point out is that Walton Goggins has said a lot of time that he's very picky when it comes to his roles, meaning he obviously read the Fallout series script and thought it sounded good on paper and signed up to be a part of it. But once again, it's not just that. Ella Purnell will also feature in this show as a main character, and just like Walton Goggins, she has been great in the admittedly few things I've seen her in. But there was this one thing called Cyberbully, which I'm sure most of you have never even heard of, as it was a British docudrama series that aired only in the UK. But Ella Purnell was in this series and was absolutely fantastic in it, and it's really only this docudrama that makes me excited to see her in Fallout. But yet another thing, Todd Howard has also been listed as a producer for this Fallout series, which may or may not be exciting. I'm sure he's actually not doing much besides maybe just being on call in case they need to check the lore or get his advice with something. But that's still exciting to me, because they're clearly working closely with him to ensure that the series stays accurate and good. In the past, many people have come to Bethesda and asked if they could make a Fallout or Elder Scrolls movie or TV show, and every single time Bethesda has said no because they didn't like their plans for it and didn't want to sort of spoil the franchise. So Amazon clearly had an idea for this series that Bethesda thought was great, otherwise they would have just denied the offer again. Now yet another reason why you should be really excited for this series is because of Amazon. And I know, I get it, you hate Rings of Power, but take a look at their biggest show right now, The Boys, which I would honestly argue is the best series currently running on television. The Boys and Fallout have a lot of the same vibe and a lot in common, being focused around evil corporations, dark humour, gruesomeness, and still somehow giving the show a serious tone. And this is of course the exact kind of thing that we need a Fallout TV show to have, because that's Fallout. So with Amazon being the ones behind this, it makes me 10 times more hopeful that this series will be amazing. I'd much rather have Amazon behind this than say Netflix or anyone else, honestly. And most of that comes down to things like The Boys and Invincible. Amazon isn't scared to tackle controversial storylines and use dark humour to show disgusting things, which again is a lot of what Fallout is. Now unfortunately we still don't know much about this series besides its casting and who's working on it, but we still don't even know the plot or even where it's set, but I would bet that we get a trailer within the next 3 or 4 months. I personally am very excited for this series and I cannot wait to start covering it more on the channel. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in this series. Please do drop the video a like for me if you would be so kind. And hey, if you want to stay up to date on everything Fallout, Elder Scrolls and Starfield, I cover it all here, so consider subscribing, it would mean a lot. And lastly, a big thank you to our channel members. As always, you guys are amazing and your support means everything to me that I can never ever express. But that will do it for me today guys, so thank you so much for watching and I really hope to see you next time.